Hello, I'm Stan Houston, and I'm the leader of the Coaching Experience. And this is an introduction to it, and it's called Hoping For, a simple story to help you understand the coaching experience. And so I hope that you'll learn how we do this and why we did it, and perhaps you'll find a way to join us. It had been another hard day. It was cold, windy, and the occasional snowflakes meant that another Minnesota winter was well upon us. I'd spent the entire day sending out resumes, making phone calls, seeking appointments. I was looking for a new job after having left a position that, you know, just seemed intolerable after nearly 10 years. The lack of opportunity, respect, and totally dysfunctional leadership had finally driven me out, and I had resigned without a new position. And since I'd resigned, there was no severance pay, no unemployment, no vocational counseling. I was unemployed, fully, by myself. On that day, the bleak weather was a mirror of my mind. And as my wife cleared up the dishes after dinner, all of a sudden she started to cry and then to scream. "This is exactly what I was hoping for when I married you 20 years ago. I was hoping after 20 years of marriage, we would have no house, no car, no job, no money, broke, and a kid in college to pay for. That's exactly what I was hoping for." Then her sarcasm gave way to deep sobs. She threw down the dish towel and she left the room. That was over 30 plus years ago now, but even as I say these words, I can remember and still almost feel the deep sadness I felt for her at that time. My sadness was made even darker because I had messed up in some serious ways to be in such a mess and to bring such hurt to the one I loved so dearly. I was deeply disappointed in my own performance. I was not where I wanted to be in life. Well, the coaching experience got its start in this deep pain. The way I had come to be broke, out of work, and perplexed was not because I had been grossly stupid or evil. I'd not broken any law. I'd not stolen from my employer or embezzled any money. I had not had an affair with an assistant or drank too much or engaged in any of the long list of career-destroying behaviors that are too common these days. My resume was impressive. I had worked hard. I was loyal, did what I was asked to do, and much more. My relationships with my colleagues were clean and clear. But obviously I'd missed something. So I searched for a job and eventually was just looking for work. Today I regularly receive exceptional compensation for my efforts, but I know what it's like to work for $5 an hour and be grateful for the work. I've been there. I eventually found other and better situations where I could use some of the abilities and experiences that I'd had in my past careers. I did freelance writing, was a stand-in broadcaster, served as a college adjunct instructor from time to time, and as an administrator for a church outreach program. I also began to search for the lessons that would help me to be successful. There were clearly some understandings about what it takes to succeed in the marketplace, of which I was just simply unaware. So, every chance I could, I would read a book or listen to an audio program on success and time management and goal setting, organizational development, leadership, marketing, and effective living. Sometimes I could not even afford them. So I learned how nice it is that there is a free public library system. I hope it lasts forever. I asked others for suggestions, and they often gave me or loaned me their favorite books and programs. I read late at night, early in the morning, and in between appointments. I never listened to the car radio. I listened instead to an audio cassette. Anything I could get my hands on, I would read or listen to. Then it began to happen. As Earl Nightingale, one of the founders of the success movement in post-war America, and a nationally syndicated broadcaster and speaker, said in his audio program, which was called The Greatest Secret, what a man or woman thinks about often and with intensity, they become. I struggled through Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and tried to implement them in my life. I must have listened to Paul Meyer's The Power of Personal Goal Setting 50 times, and I became an inveterate goal setter. I was determined to be one of the 3% of the population who sets goals, writes them down, works a plan, and holds himself accountable to their achievement. The cost of not doing so, my experience had made painfully clear, was too high. All of this was extraordinarily helpful, and it was even exciting, and I wanted to share what I was learning, but I also lived with some regrets and some perplexing questions, starting with, why had I never learned many of these things before? I was a college graduate, a certified history teacher, a college instructor, an international broadcaster, and realized that no one had ever really helped me learn the basics of successful and powerful living. Why were these open secrets so unknown to me and to so many others? So I decided to start giving seminars on goal setting to whoever would listen. I began with a simple program called Making Your Mark, or Just Marking Time. It had now been over 4 years since that kitchen meltdown over dinner, and I was proud of my progress and what I had learned. The Making Your Mark program was a motivational challenge and a curriculum on how to take control of your life. Stop being a victim. Pursue your dreams. Act with purpose every day. Set goals. Gain the poise and work the plan to make your mark in life and business. And slowly, people began to hear. I was able to do this, and in time, people would even pay for the privilege of coming to my seminar. But I still did not quit my day job. I continued to learn more and more about what it takes to be successful in life and to help others achieve true success. I discovered that even though the typical motivational speech or one-day seminar might contain helpful information, it seldom, if ever, really helped people to change their lives and behavior. It takes more than emotion and good intentions and instruction to improve. Indeed, to change our lives, success requires sustained effort and encouragement. Increasingly, people who really cared and wanted to improve their life and business asked me to help them on a kind of a one-on-one basis. Or they sought help for and with their employees, wanting them to, hey, help them set some goals and reach them. Do that for me. Then one day, long before it even became popular, even faddish, one committed client turned to me and with a smile she said, "You know what you are? You are a coach. I just heard about people like that. You really need to do that. That's what you do." So that is what I do. I still give speeches, workshops, write books, produce audio and video programs. But my life work is providing what I call a coaching experience. A coaching experience is where focused conversations, penetrating questions, new information, ideas, challenges, and I hope some occasional wisdom are provided to help people discover what they want to do with their lives and what they hope to achieve. A coaching experience then helps them to take action, to get some results, to perform at their best, to influence, persuade, and lead others, become the kind of person they want to be, and make a difference in their world, maybe even the world. Then some of the questions I'd had early on began to make more sense. People do not improve, grow, and change their behavior because they attend that very nice seminar or read that good book or even get an MBA or other advanced degree. People who achieved good and enduring change usually did so because another person spent time with them using conversation and coaching principles. Yes. I then found examples of this phenomenon all over the place and in every historical era, from John Wooden, college basketball coach, to Jesus of Nazareth. Wooden taught college basketball players the importance of small things like tying up your sneakers correctly. Jesus did very little public speaking, never wrote a book, and spent very little time witnessing to his truths, but he did take the time to speak and listen to his friends and followers. He was more of a witness with his friends and disciples than a witness to them. Witness was the key. One of the reasons we have questions about the authenticity of some of Michelangelo's works is that they may have been actually created by those he was coaching and mentoring rather than by the master himself. And I remembered studying Socrates, who challenged the young people to discover that the unexamined life was not worth living. Yeah. Then I surveyed my own past experience. Miss Dodd, a mysterious woman, was the speech and drama coach at Marshalltown, Iowa High School, who taught a shy boy how to perform on stage. Charles Helms, manager of a local J.C. Penney store, taught that same young boy how to sell shoes and even himself and run a retail operation. Pastor Carl Johansson spent many early Sunday mornings before church, and often over a late-night cup of coffee, mentoring me in the art of seeking spiritual development. Yeah, it became increasingly obvious that where I had achieved true success and self-reliance was often due to coaching and mentoring, and where those people and qualities were lacking in my life was where I often floundered and failed. After that, I could say with great certainty that everybody needs a coach or mentor. The very best have coaching on a regular and systematic basis. It's as much a part of their lives as going to the dry cleaners, help them to keep their clothing in good repair and appearance. It's like flossing, exercising, and working out. It's what successful, effective people do. The best have coaches. They may have many mentors. So, for a number of years, I've been growing a successful performance coaching practice. Remember that, performance coaching practice, and building related other businesses. I've learned a lot about the art of coaching others. It is just that, a performing art, one that helps others take charge of their lives, pursue their hopes and dreams, set and achieve goals, and even market themselves with high impact so they can influence, sell to, and lead others. Now, this series of programs, A Coaching Experience, is a collection of what I have learned along the way. It aims to be an elegant summary of the models that work, the most helpful principles, and the language you need to learn. It will show you how to be a guide, a mentor, and an effective coach to people in all walks of life, and in doing so, you and those you help may truly achieve all that you hope for. Remember what my dear wife shouted with sarcasm and pain. This is what I was hoping for. Now that I know that she, you, and those you coach can truly achieve what they are hoping for, fills me with deep gladness. Please reach out to me, Stan Houston, at stan@witradio.net. Witradio.net is our website, and 520-664-7002 USA.